So again, thank you all for coming. I'd like to introduce Ron Evans, one of our successful partners that's been in the business a long time. Ron, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Hey,
thanks for having me here today, Nick. I appreciate the opportunity to come in and share a little bit about how this industry has changed my life, and it's going to change hopefully the lives of my children moving forward. And with any industry, if you're not willing to have a burning desire, work hard, you got a good work ethic, and you got to put in the time, be teachable, have morals. And there's a lot of things that fall into place in becoming successful. So, if you can apply those principles to the insurance business, then the opportunity is basically unlimited. When it's funny, because when I saw the name of the webinar, when Shannon asked me if I would come and do it, it's kind of funny. I didn't know it was on, don't go to college, because the funny thing is I did go to college, and I had fun going to college, but I feel like I really wasted a lot of, time of my life that I could have applied to become successful in this business if I'd have learned out about this when I was either in college or, getting into a career at a younger age. There's no telling what would have become of it, but what has become of it is pretty phenomenal. So I want to tell a little bit about that. I never finished school, but I was, entrepreneur minded. When I was in college, I had a chance to go sell books door to door. I did that in 5 different states for 5 different summers, and was just able to get out and meet people of all different walks of life, which has helped me tremendously. So in those 5 years, I was able to sit down and meet with over 10, 15,000 people face to face. So it gave me an edge coming out of not being graduated from college, but I had a competitive edge on any of the salespeople, because I've been in more houses. I've been in doctors and lawyer houses, and I've been on sharecropper houses with dirt floors and chickens running around the floor. So I've had, appointments of president of a country, and I've met with all kinds of people. So that helped me in my ability to relate this to sales. But both my kids are in college, and they've kind of, they've out of the several hundred agents I brought into this business. I'm somewhat a little kingdom group. I'm a broker, and I broker all my products through them, ever from the start when I was a really successful salesman with them. But, both my kids are starting the second year working with the Kingdom Group, working with the Ron Evans agency specifically. And, they're going to both make $50,000 to $60,000 this year. And one's graduating this year, and the other one, he may or may not go back to school. He's taking a little bit of time off, and he's enjoying making his money. So, and that being said, most of the things I'd done in my life prior to getting into insurance, I was always very successful at. I willed myself to success. I always saw myself as being someone who's going to achieve, whether I was achieving or not at the time. And but I ended up in the housing business, and if anybody knows much about the housing business, in 2004 it was a 40-year high, the rate, but in 2008 everything really went haywire, and so I found myself, with four boys. I was so good at the housing business, I was a broker. I didn't want to work for a company, so when everything went crazy, I had no health insurance. My wife was pregnant with a child. I had no job, so I had no company to shelter me. So I was really stuck out there with my investments being tied to housing and my job. And so really I was on the verge of losing everything that I'd ever worked for. And I met a guy one day, and he said, "You need to come be a financial planner." And so I said, "Okay, great. So can I make money doing that?" So I found out, I spent a lot of years trying everything since I've been in insurance. I met the Kingdom Group, from selling New York Life and Northwestern Mutual to annuities to, mortgage protection insurance. I've tried it all. We tried selling P&C, homeowners, car insurance, and there's no thing you can try that's going to be more lucrative than what the Kingdom Group is doing right here. The products they sell, it's the easiest way I've really found, to make a living But in 2008, I went from having absolutely no income to having to reevaluate, because it seems like with business, it's either up or down, it's cyclical. So when times are good, you're making great money. When times are bad, you better save when times are good. So it's up and down, up and down. When I learned about the type of insurance we do, it's really recession-proof. The way insurance works in my eyes, wealthy people want it. Most people on a challenged income get it for no cost or literally free. And the middle class are the hardest people to sell. So, we focus on selling to people that are just the common people, and that's the easiest people to sell. You can sell any types of insurance you want, but I was just looking at the charts that they had put down as what you can expect to make in the industry. And, in the first year, I was one of the best salesmen, they had, not the best maybe, but definitely one of the best. And I was, I made about $80,000 my first year, and my income literally doubled 2 or 3 times. So on year 3, I was at the 5-year mark, so I was making close to $300,000 a year on this, which I considered almost my side thing at first, because I thought I wanted to sell millionaires whole life policies and annuities. Even still, until like 5 years ago, I tinkered with all that stuff. So my side thing just kept kicking everything else's butt until I decided to go all in. Like I said, I brought a couple of hundred agents into the business. My personal book of business is still active. I haven't personally, besides training and going in the field and training agents, I haven't spent a lot of time selling, but I still have 300 personal clients, and I have over 10,000 clients in my book of business through the outlets that I have, the agents that I brought into the business, and I have like affiliate offices throughout Alabama, South Georgia, and mostly North Florida. But all that didn't happen by mistake. I'm good, and I've got a lot of good qualities, but I have a lot of qualities that I have to surround myself with the right types of people to make me successful. And one of the key things that I did is surrounded myself with the right IMO. When I first got in the business, I was working with 3 or 4 different IMOs, and I quickly learned the ones that I felt like knew me. When I called down there, they knew me. I've developed personal relationships with the contracting department, all the staff. I mean, I could mention the names. I'm not going to start mentioning them because I'll leave somebody out. But I mean, it's the best IMO I've ever had to work with. And they didn't just tell me what I can do. Most places, and I know that any business that you've worked in the past, if you've been in business before, you feel like that when you're on the bottom and somebody's on the top, that they're really not telling you what you would like to know about the business. They're sheltering you from things that maybe you should know because you could make more money, or you could become a small kingdom group just like I have. But what they did is they taught me the business end of this too. Not only did when they get started, I had free leads, we had co-ops from the carriers, but then they showed me how to generate my own leads. So, I mean, I generate my own leads. I use their lead programs. They've got the e-contracting, and they've got the enrollment platform that everyone should try because it's where you can sell remotely. You can use it, to simplify your life. So the main thing you want to look at when you're getting into business with somebody is getting into business with the right people who are successful at it. I feel like I'm successful at it, but I didn't learn this on my own. I learned this through working with Zach and Nick, and we've just become really close friends. And I feel like I could trust these guys in my life, and anything that the Kingdom Group does, all my business that they do, I do. I wouldn't go anywhere else to seek another I could work with any IMO I want to in the nation. And yeah, I may could get a better deal on something here, and the worst deal on something here. But if you mix it all together and stir it up, I think they're the cream of the crop. So I appreciate the opportunity they've given me, and and it's been a wonderful thing. My income has not went down 1 year, and I started in 2008. So that's a good thing. It's on the right chart.
Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Ron. Thanks, Ron. And Ron, anything else? What advice would you have for agents just getting into the business and reviewing the opportunity?
You know, if you're deciding whether it's the right thing to do, I can tell you from my standpoint, it is. But if you want to work for yourself, there's not too many things that you can do. And, you know, a lot of times people get into this business when they're either down on they're down, like I was busted on the housing market. And so a lot of people get into this business and, you know, this immediate opportunity. And the good thing is that the residual income is really, my income is so predictable. If I want to make more money, I just got to go work, produce new sales. Because I mean, I almost know, I mean, the income is so predictable as nobody can turn a faucet, nobody can turn it off. It's like, because I have the agents and then they're the 10,000 customers and nobody can make them lapse.
That's right.
Or make the agents quit selling. I mean, eventually, if you don't add to your business, whether you're in recruitment mode or sales mode, it'll go away. But if you just keep putting more in than come off, you will be a successful person one day. And this business is able me to look at new opportunities. My income is very high. I have cash in the bank. And if something comes around that's a business opportunity, I can take advantage of it now. Before, my back was up against the wall, working for the man or whatever the case may be, you know, it's like when opportunity come around, it wasn't the right time for me. But now I can look at different things. I'm in the Airbnb business. You know, we have Airbnbs that we do too. My wife runs that. So, you know, it's something it'll free you up to do other things. But at the same time, if you keep nurturing this business, you can't fail. It's literally, if you're a people person, a lot of what we do is borderline social work. We help common people, right? We could help millionaires if we want to, but It's a lot more fun helping people. That it's a lot more rewarding to me knowing that I would help somebody that really needed it, you know, and this business offers that opportunity, you know, to do that and make a lot of money. It's been phenomenal. And it's not the hardest thing I've ever done.
Right.
I mean, if you work 80 hours a week, like some maniacs try to do, you wouldn't be able to keep up with all your service. You'd sell so much. So
that's right.
You just got to keep putting deals in and you know, keep the attitude right, keep selling. It's a phenomenal opportunity. I wish I had done this a long time ago.
Right.
So, but I can't go back, right? I made a decision to split the road a long time ago, but you know, now that I'm on course, I'll never not do this industry. I hope to keep my legacy going with my grandchildren, just like your father has.
That's right. That's right.
So,
well, thanks again, Ron. I appreciate everything.
Yeah, thank you, and thank everyone else for attending today. You will not make a mistake while working with the Kingdom Group. It's been one of the best working relationships I've ever had, and I've had a lot of them. And one thing when you work with people this closely is, you know, you really good. We spend so much time working together. It's almost like we're part of the family. So it feels good to be part of the family.
That's right. We love to have you, Ron. Thanks.
Good deal.